This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Alyssa Valdez shines bright, powers Creamline to 4-set win over Akari in Vigan. Mondo Duplantis eyes sky-high 6.40 meters. Promises fans more jaw-dropping jumps and a fresh beat this week. Philippine 12-under Admirals gear up for historic battle at the Babe Ruth World Series. All eyes on Missouri. In MLB, the Angels erupt in the 8th, stun Red Sox 9-5 with late rally. In the NBA, Tyrese Haliburton breaks silence after Game 7 Achilles injury. Vows comeback, apologizes to Pacers fans. And we have veteran football analyst and commentator Jing Jamlang joining us live in the studio to share his insights into the fast-changing local football landscape. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 24th of June. Now, here's our roundup. Alyssa Valdez turned back the clock in Vigan City, delivering a classic performance to lift Creamline to a 27-25, 22-25, 25-19, 25-18 victory over Akari in the 2025 PVL on tour. With the crowd at Chavit Coliseum on its feet, Valdez proved once again why she is the phenom, unleashing 16 points on 13 attacks, 2 aces, and a block to keep the Cool Smashers unbeaten at 2-0. After dropping the second set, Creamline regained control in the third with a dominant 2012 lead sparked by Sheena Turing's powerful quick and never looked back. The Chargers tried to extend the match, but Valdez and Galanza combined for a timely 4-2 finish to slam the door shut. The game came to a close on a successful challenge that proved a floor touch on Chenny Tagaod's defense. The Creamline machine rolls on with Vigan fans treated to a show of heart, skill, and championship poise. Can Mondo defy gravity again and top the charts too? Swedish pole vault maverick Mondo Duplantis, the man who just redefined what's possible in the sport, is setting his sights on an unthinkable 6.40 meters just days after soaring to a staggering 6.28-meter world record at the Stockholm Diamond League meet. The 25-year-old double Olympic champ, speaking ahead of the Golden Spike meet in Ostrava, revealed that clearing 6.40 meters is in the realm of possibility and that he's hungry to push the limits of human performance. And get this, Mondo isn't just soaring on the track, he's also dropping beats. The Swedish superstar announced he'll release his second song this Friday, midnight. The track is called For L, meaning for life, a follow-up to his debut single, Bop. So the question is, can Mondo defy gravity and conquer the music scene all in 1 week? Stay tuned because this pole vaulting prodigy is just getting started. The Philippine Admirals 12-under baseball squad is set to make history as they take their shot at glory in the legendary Babe Ruth World Series in Branson, Missouri from August 5 to 17. For the very first time, our young Filipino sluggers will stand shoulder to shoulder with the best of the best from the US, Japan, Chinese Taipei, and beyond. Earned through grit and heart, this ticket to the world stage was punched after a dominant run in the Nationals last May in Clark, Pampanga. The Admirals, composed of 14 warriors from private and public schools in Metro Manila and led by Coach Jonas Ponce and assistant coach Adrian Bernardo, are ready to bring pride to the country. In Major League Baseball, the Los Angeles Angels lit up the scoreboard with a 4-run 8th inning, turning a tight battle into a 9-5 victory over the Boston Red Sox. Zach Neto set the tone with a leadoff homer, and rookie Christian Moore delivered a go-ahead sacrifice fly as the Angels took control late. Lamonte Wade Jr. sparked the decisive frame with a single and a stolen base that led to a costly Boston error. Neto added an RBI single. Mike Trout drew an intentional walk. And Taylor Ward forced in a run with a bases-loaded walk before Travis d'Arnaud's two-run single capped the outburst. On the mound, Reed Detmers came up clutch, fanning Roman Anthony and Trevor Story with heat to escape a bases-loaded jam. In the 7th, Sam Bachman got the win with a perfect 8th, while Hector Neris locked it down after Kenley Jansen exited with shoulder cramping. The Red Sox jumped ahead early, but a wild night for Walker Buehler. 7 walks in 4 innings helped the Angels roar back with a 5-run first. A heartbreaking end to an unforgettable season. Tyrese Haliburton spoke from the heart just a day after suffering a devastating Achilles injury in Game 7 of the NBA Finals against Oklahoma City. The Indiana Pacers star, who left it all on the court throughout a remarkable postseason run, took to social media to address fans after undergoing surgery Monday. Haliburton went down early in Game 7, his right leg giving out, and the pain was written all over his face as he pounded the court in anguish. With their first NBA Finals appearance since 2000 slipping away, the Pacers felt the void of their leader down the stretch. Haliburton, who averaged 18.6 points and 9.2 assists in the regular season and who delivered clutch shots all postseason, apologized to fans but promised to rise again. The road to recovery will be long, and the Pacers' 2025-26 campaign may unfold without their floor general. But Haliburton's message is clear. Watch how he comes back from this, stronger, hungrier, and more determined than ever. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. What happens when your club digs into the ground before hitting the ball, causing that embarrassing short shot? In golf, that mishit is called a chunk, sometimes known as a duff. A chunk happens when a player strikes the turf before making contact with the ball. This causes the ball to travel a very short distance, often with little control or power. Chunking a shot usually happens when a golfer's swing plane is too steep or when they lose their balance and shift their weight incorrectly. Even the pros occasionally chunk a shot, reminding us all that golf is a game of patience, precision, and practice. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Is it just tennis or something more? This, the Raducanu Alcaraz chemistry everyone's talking about. Emma Raducanu has finally spoken out as the world can't stop buzzing about her connection with Carlos Alcaraz, who recently conquered Roland Garros by taking down world number 1 Jannik Sinner. With social media set ablaze by citing smiles and that surprise mixed doubles pairing at the upcoming US Open 2025, the 22-year-old British star is now addressing the whispers.
Yeah, he messaged me and asked me to play, and I mean, I was very surprised and excited, of course. But yeah, it's going to be so much fun, and I've known him for such a long time, so many years. So to kind of share the court together is something really, really special.
So, is this the start of a tennis fairy tale? Or simply a duo ready to set New York on fire with their game? One thing's for sure, the world will be watching. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 24th of June. Up next, veteran football analyst and commentator Mr. Jing Jamlang joins us live in the studio to share his insights into the fast-changing local football landscape. Right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. He is a veteran football analyst and sports commentator who witnessed an era of unprecedented Philippine football greatness that have led Pinoy fans back into the stadium. He joins us tonight to share his insights into the ever-changing football landscape. Let's welcome to the BNC studio, Mr. Jing Jamlang. Brother, thank you so much.
Anton, what an amazing opportunity to be here, to be alongside you, to speak with you again.
Yeah, I mean, we go way back from our previous network, and now it's great to be catching up and talking football with you once again, Jing. Jing, earlier, I was watching the highlights of the Philippines versus Tajikistan match, the match that went 2-2.
Yeah.
And first of all, I want to say respect to you because you called the game by yourself. At nalaman ko na hindi lang pala commentator yung role mo doon that day. Ang dami mo palang ginawa behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So talk about the atmosphere during that day, last June 10. More than 10,000, almost 11,000 fans went to New Clark.
Yeah, almost 11,000 people at the New Clark City Stadium in Capas, Tarlac, which is, to be honest, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, the New Clark City Stadium. But on a Tuesday night, people flocked over to come watch the game. The atmosphere was amazing, even though there was fears that the weather was not going to be so great.
Yeah,
people still braved the traffic and made arrangements to be there. And I think that's really a testament to the appeal of the Philippine football national teams at the moment. And people are coming back and they're excited. There's passion again, and there was fan zones there. It was an amazing atmosphere and people really enjoyed themselves.
And you know what? The only reason I found out that match took place in the Philippines was because of your commentary. Because it was so nice. When I was watching it, I was like, saan ba ginawa itong laban na to? Sa Pilipinas pala, yun nga, sa New Clark. Now, one of the things that you said during the broadcast when you were setting the tone for the start of the match, sinabi mo doon that if the Philippines were to get respect on the Asian level, they would have to be able to perform in matches like this against Tajikistan. So, with that said, with the performance that we put out, where do you think is that respect level at with regards to Southeast Asia or Asia?
I think the best way to put it is the sentiment that people felt afterwards after the 90 minutes transpired. People were disappointed. And we were up against a team that is much higher ranked. And for people who don't know, they were quarterfinalists in the last Asian Cup. These guys are no slouches. So for us, who we're not even the best in Southeast Asia yet, but they see the potential. They see that we could have won that game. We should have won that game. In fact, bar just some silly mistakes from us. So it shows that our ranking is right now not reflective of how good this team is and how good this team could be. But right now, it's kind of like growing pains, right? We can punch above our weight, but there's still those remnants of those little mistakes that we need to address in order to be at that Asian Cup level. But it showed that we have the capability to be there. And not just to be and qualify in the Asian Cup, but to compete against these guys. Because Tajikistan is a proper team. And we showed that we could beat them. So I think people should be reasonably excited about what's to come. But it's good that people are disappointed. It shows that people are seeing our potential as a team.
Okay, so it's good that you mentioned the mistakes because obviously I don't cover football as extensive as you. But watching the highlights, that first goal of Tajikistan, para sa akin sayang yon. Because, di ba, parang pinasa, tapos naagaw, and then nakasipa, nakapuntos. So parang to me, that was like a mental mistake. Ganun ba ang nangyari?
Yeah, well, first of all, it got cleared into the danger zone, and then the shot wasn't even that strong. So, I mean, Kevin Mendoza is a great goalkeeper, and he'll be the first to, address that was a mistake on his part, no? But the thing is, the thing that people should look at there is Kevin Mendoza did not dwell in the mistake. He performed well in the later minutes of that match to show that he was able to overcome it quickly, and that's the mental toughness that you need to have in that position. So it was in the end a good performance from Kevin Mendoza.
All right, let's talk about this young man right here, Bjorn Christensen. 2 goals, 27th minute, 79th minute. Let's talk about the first goal first. How did that set the tone for this match? And while covering it, what were you feeling? Did you feel that sense of confidence na kaya natin to?
100%, and Bjorn Christensen, he's made for the big moment, right? sometimes strikers are not really involved in the game as much as they'd like to be throughout. But when the moment comes, you need to be alert, alive, and you have to have that calmness to finish a move like this, right? And when he put the header in, you could see Bjorn Christensen has been on a streak, a crazy streak. He's already on the top 10 list of top scorers, and he's only been in the team for what? Less than a year. So Bjorn Christensen is a gem, and he's a very young man as well. He's under 25. He's one of the new batch of exciting youngsters that we have. I believe he's 22, 23 years of age. So Bjorn is a great pickup for us, and he's going to be part of the team for quite some time.
This second goal, did you see this coming?
I did see it coming because it was wave after wave of attack for the Philippines. But what I did not foresee, Anton, was the noise levels. When that goal went in, it was deafening, even from inside my headphones. I could hear the crowd. It really got me excited because I missed out on some of the peak days in Rizal Memorial when it was so packed and the passion was incredible. But I was able to witness it here, and at a beautiful international, global standard of a stadium, as well as for Asian Cup qualifier at that. So there was a lot on the line here, and we're performing at this level. So it's incredible to see.
Your boss earlier. We'll talk about him in a bit, but I want to ask also, kasi while watching the highlights, napansin ko, Jing, karamihan sa mga atake ng Pilipinas was on the left flank. And one name that you kept mentioning over and over again was Garrett Holtman.
Yes.
So, was that by design na karamihan sa mga atake natin was from the left side?
It's like when you have a good weapon, you gotta use it, right, Anton? I mean, Garrett Holtman is a Bundesliga player. He's well known for having a goal of the season at the top flight of German football. The man is highly talented, and he was causing fits every time he had the opportunity to attack down that left side. So it's only natural that, you see him having success, you pass him the ball, go ahead, express yourself, sir. So Garrett Holtman is definitely going to be a key weapon for us moving forward.
All right, Jing. So the next will be, tama ba, October or September, back-to-back against Timor-Leste?
That's right, October.
Okay, October.
We have back-to-back matches against Timor-Leste, and it's the first time that we're traveling away for this series of matches, and it's going to be an interesting one because Timor-Leste doesn't actually host games in Timor-Leste.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out where that match is going to take place. Is it going to be Australia? Is it going to be Malaysia? Or are we going to have the opportunity to do back-to-back matches at home here in the Philippines? We'll see.
Wow, so that's a possibility pala.
That is something that is being explored, but people tend to think it's Timor-Leste. They should be able to roll over them, but they've shown that they're actually quite difficult to beat. So there's no easy games at this level. So certainly shouldn't be complacent heading into this one.
All right, now let's get to Freddy Gonzalez stepping down. That's the latest news with regards to the Philippine men's football team. How would you encapsulate his I would say, eventful and successful as well stint as the manager of the Philippine men's football team?
Well, we just take a look at what has transpired over this time as a director of national teams, right? I mean, he's created a rebuild for the men's national team, and he's injected so much good talent, and he's re-attracted those who were kind of out in the wind, right?
Yeah.
For example, Sandro Reyes was not really picking up a lot of matches. He was instilled the faith, and look at Sandro Reyes now. He's like the poster boy of Philippine football. But also Bjorn Christensen, Zico Bailey, Garrett Holtman is back in the mix. Andre Leipold just got picked up. He brought a professionalism to the senior national teams that has attracted players of really high caliber to be like, okay, we can go there, we're going to get taken care of, and we're going to be in a setup that is going to be beneficial to our careers. And he's hired great coaches in order to ensure that these guys don't feel a dip in level from the clubs that they're playing at in Europe or in the United States, that they come here and they feel, all right, this is a good use of my time. I'm going to get better here, and I'm going to have an opportunity to have this adventure with the Philippines. And, we went to the semifinals, beat Thailand at home in an amazing game at Rizal Memorial Stadium, and people are starting to feel, what it is that makes football special. That the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, that roller coaster of emotions in a game. It's that delayed gratification. It's very unique to football that you don't get in other sports, and people are starting to feel that again and enjoy that again. And I think he brought that, you know? He brought that that passion for the game. And you can see it emanating from him, even if he's just on the bench now and not a player, right? And he brought a fan zone experience and really made it into, when you come to a game, I've come to a football match. I'm gonna go tell a friend. It was amazing. You should come next time. This is it, you know? We're bringing casuals and we're making them into football fans. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
So for my next question, after everything that you said, despite him stepping away, how do we continue what he started and what he left?
Well, first of all, you know, I must say, you know, it is disappointing to see Freddie go. Like I said, he's brought so much to the table in such a short span of time. And what excites me about football moving forward, having him left his imprint, is that people understand and see what can be done, right? He set a benchmark. And I think people now, the fans in general, will be able to measure others with that benchmark, right? And people will feel that pressure. Whoever steps into this role must feel that I need to hit this level, right? And people are going to expect that, and they were going to push for that to happen, right? If you go underneath that mark that he's led, people are going to voice their concerns, right? And I think that's a good thing for Philippine football. And we've seen the potential now. So then now everybody has a North Star to aim for, right? And I think that's good for Philippine football because, you know, regardless of what transpires next and how we see things, we always know, we can always get back to the North Star and we know which way we should be going, right? So I think moving forward, we can always have that as a guide. Moving for everybody, you know?
I love how you put it with the North Star. The vision, it's there. It's just a matter of finding somebody to continue what Sir Freddie has started. I don't know, maybe somebody like Jing Jamlang here. Tignan natin. Brother, thank you so much, man, and respect to you for everything you're doing, especially for Philippine football. It's good to see you
again, such a pleasure, Anton. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Jing Jamlang here on the Scorecard tonight. We'll see you again next time, Jing. Up next, fireworks in the mountains. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers bring star power to Coors Field, while the Rockies play for pride and payback. Will LA keep crushing? Or is a mile-high surprise in store? We'll see later, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. All right, picture this. You just swept through your homestand and you've got Shohei Ohtani slugging 5 runs batted in like he's in a video game. Max Muncy going full 90s. Ken Caminiti mode with 7 runs batted in, and you're heading to Colorado. The worst team in the entire MLB. You're the Dodgers, you're feeling good, but if you've followed baseball long enough, you know that Coors Field is where logic goes to die. Let's start with Los Angeles, the Rolling. Shohei Ohtani's 2-way tease on Sunday. 1 hitless inning, 2 strikeouts on the mound. Then, 5 runs driven in with a homer and a bases-clearing triple. That's not just an MVP, that's anime stuff. But here is the twist. The Dodgers are planning a bullpen game in Colorado. That's like bringing a water gun to a forest fire. Coors Field is baseball's Thunderdome. Every pitch floats, every bloop turns into a triple, and guys with a 212 average look like Barry Bonds. So, no named starter? That's a little concerning, especially with Marquez on the other side, who's got a 6.11 ERA but has experience surviving in this mile-high madness. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Rockies are 18-60. Yes, 18 wins in 78 games. That's not rebuilding. That's a baseball purge. But Sunday showed something strange. They can still punch you in the mouth if you're sleepwalking. Mickey Moniak. Second homer in 3 games. Bullpen lockdown 3 and 2/3 innings of shutout ball. And they just beat the Diamondbacks behind a clean 5 from Senzatella. They avoided being the worst 78-game team in modern history. The moral victory? Maybe. But when you're that deep in the standings, pride games matter. The Rockies, they have nothing to lose. That's dangerous. If this game was in LA, it's a Dodgers walk. But at Coors, weird things happen. Marquez may have a bloated ERA, but he's got history there. The Dodgers bullpen is good. But do you really want to burn through 6 or 7 arms at elevation? Still, here's the deal. If Shohei even breathes on a fastball, it's flying 450 feet, okay? Muncy's locked in. The Dodgers lineup is simply too deep. And the Rockies, they might hang around, maybe even jump ahead early. But over 9 innings, LA just has way too many weapons. So watch for the long ball because this one could get loud. Early. So stay ahead of the count as baseball heats up in the high altitude. The Dodgers bring star power to Coors Field, but the Rockies have nothing to lose. And here's your full game breakdown for tomorrow morning. And that's a wrap on our ballpark breakdown. Los Angeles comes in stacked, but Colorado's playing with house energy. The ball's gonna fly. The stakes are quietly loud. So tune in, lock in, and keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From the most accomplished Filipino gymnast in history, making global headlines with his powerful performances and technical brilliance, becoming the first Filipino to win 2 Olympic gold medals, Carlos Yulo once said, "Enjoy the process and set goals." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.